Buying a three-row family SUV means committing $40,000 to $60,000. You are choosing the vehicle that serves as your family's primary logistical hub. For buyers looking at hybrid options, the Toyota Grand Highlander sits comfortably at the top of the list. It earned its reputation by offering massive interior space and giving buyers two distinct hybrid powertrains to choose from. But the newly redesigned 2026 Hyundai Palisade arrives as a serious challenger. Hyundai stretched the wheelbase, overhauled the cabin with premium materials, and finally introduced a hybrid powertrain of its own. These two end up on the exact same shopping lists. They start around $40,000, stretch roughly 200 inches long, and seat up to 8 passengers. But these matching baseline stats hide two entirely different approaches to moving a family. Toyota engineers focused on maximizing the sheer volume and utility of the rear cargo area. Hyundai went the opposite route, designing around front-row comfort and a luxury passenger experience. Picking the right SUV requires looking past the window stickers and figuring out which of those two philosophies actually solves your daily friction points. Make the wrong choice, and you will spend the next decade either dealing with a sluggish commute or fighting a constant lack of space for your growing teenagers. The biggest tension in buying a three-row hybrid is weight. These are heavy vehicles, and manufacturers constantly fight a tug-of-war between tuning the engine to get high miles per gallon for the daily school run or providing enough horsepower to merge safely. Toyota handles this by offering two extremes. Their entry-level hybrid system leans entirely into fuel efficiency. This quadrant chart plots fuel economy against horsepower. Toyota's base hybrid sits in the top left, delivering an excellent 36 combined mpg. But that efficiency comes with a heavy trade-off. You're capped at 245 horsepower and a 3,500-pound towing limit, so acceleration requires patience. To confidently pass a semi-truck uphill, Toyota asks you to step up to the Hybrid Max. The Hybrid Max provides a massive upgrade, giving you 362 horsepower and a 5,000-pound towing capacity. But the penalty is immediate. Fuel economy plummets to 27 mpg, effectively erasing the efficiency benefits of buying a hybrid. Instead of forcing you to pick between extremes, Hyundai built their hybrid to split the difference. The Palisade aims for a Goldilocks sweet spot. It uses a turbocharged 2.5-liter engine and electric motors to generate 329 horsepower, while still maintaining an estimated 34 combined mpg. The only real mechanical compromise with the Palisade is towing capacity. It taps out at 4,000 pounds, missing the maximum threshold offered by the Hybrid Max. But for daily driving, the contrast is clear. Toyota forces you to choose whether you want to save gas or pass safely. Hyundai gives you both priorities in one balanced package. Inside the cabin, the philosophies diverge again. This is where passenger luxury clashes directly with ultimate volumetric utility. Toyota engineered the Grand Highlander from the ground up to haul gear. This bar chart compares maximum cargo capacity with rear seats folded. The Grand Highlander opens up to 97.5 cubic feet, leaving the Palisade roughly 10 cubic feet behind. Toyota maintains that advantage with 33.5 inches of third-row legroom, remaining hospitable for adults. But engineering a massive box in the back requires pulling space from the front. The Grand Highlander sacrifices front-row legroom and overall cabin airiness to achieve those cargo numbers. Hyundai takes the exact opposite approach. They treat the first and second rows as a premium environment, rather than a utilitarian cargo box. This scorecard proves the difference. By shifting proportions, the Palisade provides a larger total passenger volume, 161.9 cubic feet, compared to Toyota's 153.3. Hyundai dedicates that extra volume to the front seats, delivering class-leading front legroom of 44.2 inches. They pair that physical space with high-end tech, mounting dual 12.3-inch curved displays on the dashboard and heavily insulating the cabin to provide a remarkably quiet ride. You just have to accept the trade-off. Prioritizing legroom and luxury means losing that 10 cubic feet of maximum utility for large cargo. The Grand Highlander is a logistical workhorse, built to accommodate people and cargo in the back. The Palisade is a luxury cruiser, built to reward the person driving. Making the right choice means taking these distinct traits and mapping them directly to your daily routine. This decision tree flowchart asks the most important question first. Do you frequently put adults in the third row and haul their gear? If the answer is yes, you are a carpool captain. For families hauling adults, the Grand Highlander's massive cargo capacity makes it the unmatched choice. But if your third row is rarely used, do you prioritize front row luxury and passing power without sacrificing fuel economy? If so, the path leads to the Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. The Palisade is the definitive winner for drivers who value a beautiful interior aesthetic, front row comfort, and a balanced engine. It solves the hybrid delivery. You get to step on the gas and actually move, while still saving money at the pump. Spreadsheets and spec pages don't drive carpools. The right vehicle for your family depends on identifying where you feel the most friction during your week. Buy the Toyota if you need maximum logistical hauling and space for the back rows. Buy the Hyundai if you want everyday hybrid balance and absolute luxury in the front. There is a daunting reality to maneuvering a modern three-row SUV through daily suburban life, especially when streets get narrow and parking spots get tight. You need a mobile command center that can handle the whole family, but you also need a vehicle that is actually possible to park. For 2026, the two primary heavyweights in this class are the completely redesigned Hyundai Palisade and the Toyota Grand Highlander. On paper, they present the exact same footprint. Both measure around 200 inches long, meaning they will occupy the same amount of space in your garage. While these wireframes show they take up the ground identically, the spec sheets reveal opposing priorities inside. Hyundai allocates space to maximize passenger volume, reaching 161.9 cubic feet for a lounge-like interior. Toyota limits passenger volume to 153.3 cubic feet, pushing storage capacity to the absolute rear cargo area. This highlights a common misconception that simply buying the bigger SUV on the outside solves your family logistics automatically. Winning the space war is less about total volume and more about matching where the engineers put the space with the specific friction points of your family's routine. We'll start with the Hyundai Palisade, prioritizing the comfort of the driver and primary passengers over ultimate hauling capacity. Specifically, the Palisade offers a front row advantage of 44.2 inches of legroom, creating more stretch-out space and wider shoulder room compared to the competition. The Grand Highlander presents a tighter fit in the driver's seat, with 41.7 inches of front legroom. That discrepancy continues into the second row, where the Palisade provides 43 inches of legroom against the Toyota's 39.5 inches. For parents and tall adults, that extra distance in the first two rows makes a noticeable difference in daily comfort. By prioritizing front row luxury, the Palisade trades away its maximum cargo utility for the sake of daily driving ergonomics. The third row is typically the most compromised zone in any midsize SUV, and it's where these two vehicles diverge most sharply. Toyota designed the Grand Highlander with a true adult-sized third row that offers 33.5 inches of legroom. The Palisade's 32.1 inches of legroom is sufficient for children, but for adults on longer trips, knees will be pressed tightly against the seatback. You can use the sliding second-row tracks to help those in the back of the Palisade, but this takes space away from middle-row passengers. The Grand Highlander doesn't require the same level of second-row compromise to keep everyone in the vehicle comfortable. The value here depends on your passengers. How often are you actually putting full-size adults in the very back? A massive third row only provides a return on your investment if you are consistently carpooling teenagers or adults. Now we look at hauling capacity, which is where Toyota's decision to limit front-row legroom pays dividends. The Palisade provides 19.1 cubic feet behind the third row, expanding to 86.7 cubic feet with all rear seats folded flat. That volume is appropriate for standard grocery runs and typical daily errands. But the Grand Highlander's design extends further, reaching a maximum cargo capacity of 97.5 cubic feet. To visualize that 11 cubic foot gap, we've filled the empty space in this chart with the gear it actually holds: a large double stroller and a set of camping coolers. Crossing the 90 cubic foot threshold places the Grand Highlander in a utility tier comparable to minivans, capable of much heavier logistical work than the standard SUV. Spec sheet measurements only matter when they are applied to the specific logistics of your family. This framework starts with one question: how frequently is your third row used? If you rarely use that row, the path moves down to ask if driver comfort is your priority. If stretch-out legroom is the goal, the path terminates at the Hyundai Palisade. Choosing the Palisade means prioritizing daily luxury, accepting that you're trading away the peak cargo capacity found in the Toyota. But if your routine involves teenagers, adult passengers, or the need for maximum cargo volume, the path terminates at the Toyota Grand Highlander. For this demographic, the Grand Highlander is the more effective logistical tool. You accept a slightly more compact front row experience to ensure the vehicle never fails a cargo stress test. The most efficient choice comes from auditing your actual weekly routine, rather than buying for a hypothetical road trip. Ignore the marketing around overall dimensions and buy the specific spatial tool that addresses your daily family needs.